So there is a magical food that you can have for breakfast, or dinner. Stick around and I'll show you what we're making. I don't know if y'all figured it out or not, but I'm from the South. Oh, shocker, right? Hey, but in the South, we love our grits. And since doing the keto diet, man, I have missed grits so bad, and I've really been looking for a replacement. I mourn grits. I found replacement foods for potatoes, pizza, just about anything you could name. I found a replacement for it. But grits is one of those foods that I haven't really come up with anything yet. And I happen to see one of my favorite YouTube chefs, Chris from Chris Cooking Nashville. He's got a channel, and it's a really popular channel, and that dude's a genius when it comes to doing carnivore recipes. So yeah, Chris was making these carnivore grits, and I thought, man, I've got to try that. So stick around, you can see my attempt at making carnivore grits and see if they're worth the trouble or not. Let's get to cooking. So here we go, making some carnivore grits. Let's get down to the ingredients. We have 4 cups of liquid egg whites. We have a whole stick of butter, or 8 tablespoons of butter. We have 2 tablespoons of egg white powder. We have 2 tablespoons of gelatin, beef gelatin, and it says to divide it in 2, so there's 1 and 1. We've got 1 1/4 cup of water. It says to set aside 1/4 cup and go with the cup there. Oh, and we have our heavy cream, and it says 1/2 cup to a cup, depending on your preference of thickness of the grits. So I'm gonna go step by step through this. This is probably the, I don't want to say most complicated recipes I've ever tried, but it's definitely out of my wheelhouse of opening a can and heating it up. So let's get to mixing it up, and it says to add the egg whites, egg white powder, and 1 of the gelatins to a bowl. So we're going to do that right now. Actually, he uses a blender, but I don't own a regular blender anymore. We've got a handheld one. So we add the egg whites, the egg powder, and 1 of the tablespoons of the gelatin. And it says to blend for 10 to 15 seconds just to get everything incorporated. So let's do that. All right, I've got this on low, and I'm just going to start blending this up. All right, I think that's well blended. I don't see any of the powder left in there, so let's move on to the next step. Okay, the next step says to heat a pan over medium heat and add 4 tablespoons of butter to melt. So that's 1/2 of our stick of butter. I'm going to put that on there just like that and let it melt down a little bit. Okay, now that that is melted, I'm going to add the egg mixture and just start like I'm scrambling eggs. So let's add this in here. And then I'm just going to start doing like I do with eggs. Alright, these are starting to thicken up a little bit. He said to just keep chopping and stirring. So that's what I'm doing, chopping and stirring. Try to keep them from sticking on the bottom, keep them moving around. Hey, if you're interested in a keto, low-carb lifestyle, let me invite you to subscribe, ring the bell, and all that good stuff. Like the video. I normally try to do stuff that's real simple and easy, and I appreciate you watching today, and we'll carry on with the video. So the next step is to remove it from the pan and put it in a food processor. So that's what we'll do. All right, I've got it added to the food processor, and it says to hit the pulse button about 10 to 12 times for 1 to 3 seconds a piece. So let's do that. All right, I'm going to fold it down, get everything in there so we can all get chopped up. It says to repeat it until it's real fine, so we'll keep doing that until it looks something close to grits, I guess. Well, that looks mashed up as good as it's going to get, so let's put it back in the pan. Okay, now the pan is on medium-low, and we're going to throw in the other part of the butter and let that melt. And then we're going to stir in the mixture and fry it up until it looks crumbly and fluffy. It says about 5 to 10 minutes, so we'll do that. It's starting to look a little bit like grits. I believe it does. So as we get close to the end of the process, it says to add in about a half a cup of whipping cream and fold that in. And you can add more to that if you want to. This is all about consistency, so however you like your regular grits. And the very last step is to add in the remainder of the gelatin and that last little bit of water, 1/4 of a cup, and blend that all up until it's just like you like it. So here we are. All right, friends, here it is, grits, keto style, blue collar style. They took a few steps and a little bit of time. Now let's see if they're worth it. Now, I can't tell you how much I hope these are good. I've got my hopes way up here. It took a little while to make because of course I was filming it, and it always takes a little extra time when you're filming stuff. But I added some pepper jack cheese, I like that, and some butter and a little bit of salt and pepper to the grits. And I'll mix it up some, and man, I hope these are good. I really do. I miss grits so bad. Man, that is awesome. It's just like old school cooked grits, smooth and creamy. Even got the little gritty texture to it, I guess from the food processor or whatever. I was not expecting that. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. But this will go great with my sausage. That made up a big batch, as you could see, so I'm gonna see how it does warmed up and everything, but hey, I'm gonna eat some more grits. Well, there you have it. Carnivore Keto Grits. No corn, no almond flour, no cauliflower. And it did trick my brain into thinking it was grits. Later on I made it with sausage, and that's how I used to eat regular grits, was just some butter, cheese, sausage, and I just mix it up together in a bowl and eat it that way. But Chris, thank you for sharing that recipe, man. It was something I needed in my life, and don't be afraid to try it. That's a little more complicated than recipes that I normally make, but hey, it was worth it. So hey, until the next time, Go eat you some grits, and may the Lord bless you.